It feels like in 2026, the kindest people are the ones hurting the most. In a world that seems to be getting more and more negative, just being a good person is now treated like a weakness, a trick, or even worse, an open invitation to be taken advantage of. This is the story of why that's happening, and what it is doing to the genuinely nice people who are being punished for something that should be celebrated. We are not talking about just being polite. We are talking about the deep, soul-crushing weight of being too nice. Have you ever felt like your generosity is a currency that everyone else spends but you? You're the one who stays late, the one who always listens, the one offering a helping hand. But when you're the one who needs support, silence. Your efforts are just expected, and the one time you can't show up, you're the bad guy. This isn't just bad luck, it's a strange paradox of the world we live in now. We are surrounded by performative kindness, acts of compassion that feel like they're designed for an audience. Think of the public donation post, or the perfectly filmed act of charity. These gestures, even when they mean well, have bred a culture of suspicion. This widespread performance of goodness makes it harder to trust real kindness. So, people view genuine compassion with a cynical eye. This leaves authentically kind people in a tough spot. Either their sincerity is mistaken for manipulation, or it's seen as a weakness to be exploited. The too nice person can become invisible. Their own needs and wants constantly steamrolled until they're completely neglected. They end up feeling drained, resentful, and utterly alone. Punished for a quality that should be their greatest strength. So, why does this happen? It boils down to a few psychological traps that nice people fall into. First, there's internalization responsibility. Kind people often feel like it's their job to fix everyone else's problems, which makes them forget to protect themselves. They squash their true feelings to avoid a fight, bottling up all that stress, which can show up as headaches, chronic anxiety, or even a weakened immune system. Second, they get hit with a gratitude expectation gap. There's an unconscious belief that if they give, they'll eventually get something back. When that doesn't happen, it morphs into a deep disappointment and self-doubt. This is how you end up in a one-sided relationship where you're constantly pouring yourself out with nothing coming back in. And finally, the most destructive trap, tying your self-worth to what others think. Many kind people base their value on the approval of others. This creates a dangerous dependency on outside validation that can trigger a full-blown identity crisis. Psychologists call the end result empathy fatigue. It's like an emotional overdraft from always putting others first. This burnout isn't just a feeling, it's your mental health and the balance in your relationships slowly eroding. You are not just being nice, you are often acting out of a fear of being disliked, and that fear is keeping you stuck. If you have ever felt that emotional drain or that sting of your kindness being taken for granted, you are definitely not alone. This is a conversation we all need to be having. And if this is hitting home for you, consider subscribing. We talk about how to handle the messy, complicated parts of being human in this modern world. Here's the truth. The solution isn't to stop being kind. It's to stop being nice. There is a huge difference. Niceness is often a performance, a defensive mechanism you use because you're afraid of conflict or rejection. It's about being liked. Genuine kindness, on the other hand, comes from a place of real empathy and inner strength. It's compassion mixed with self-respect and solid boundaries. This means shifting from unconditional self-sacrifice to what you might call wise giving. It all starts with recognizing that true kindness has to include being kind to yourself. And that means having the courage to protect your own peace. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Any compassion you offer when you're running on fumes will feel forced and brittle. There is zero shame in stepping back to recharge. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius saw kindness not as a weakness, but as a sign of true inner strength. That is the goal, a kindness so rooted in your own self-worth that it doesn't need anyone else to validate it. It becomes intentional, not forced. It's about learning to set boundaries without feeling guilty and truly understanding that no is a complete sentence. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow. And when you stop being available 24/7, you teach others to respect what you have to offer. So, in 2026, being nice isn't wrong, but it might be dangerously naive. The real path forward is to evolve from a nice person into a genuinely kind person, someone who acts from a place of authentic compassion, but also from a place of strength, wisdom, and self-preservation. That's the kind of kindness that doesn't lead to burnout or resentment. It's the kindness that can actually survive and even thrive in a negative world. So I'll leave you with this. What is one boundary you can set this week to start practicing a kinder, more honest relationship with yourself? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Your stories matter. Remember, stay stubborn and stay thoughtful.